I'm Carrie Anson Lane, and I'm playing Frog. Are you ready?
Hello, my name is Aaron, and I am playing Toad.
You ready?
Hi, my name is Beth Nelson, and I am playing a bird.
You ready?
Hi, I'm Anne, and I'm playing a bird.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I am playing a bird.
Frog, would you like to go first?
Of course, Toad. Thank you. A swim. Toad and Frog went down to the river. "What a day for a swim," said Frog. "Yes," said Toad. "I will go behind these rocks and put on my bathing suit." "I don't wear a bathing suit," said Frog. "Well, I do," said Toad. "After I put on my bathing suit, you must not look at me until I get into the water."
Why not? Asked Frog. Because I look funny in my bathing suit. That is why, said Toad. Frog closed his eyes when Toad came out from behind the rocks. Toad was wearing his bathing suit. "Now, don't peek," he said. Frog and Toad jumped into the water. They swam all afternoon. Frog swam fast and made big splashes. Toad swam slowly and made smaller splashes.
A turtle came along the riverbank. "Frog, tell the turtle to go away," said Toad. "I do not want him to see me in my bathing suit when I come out of the river." Frog swam over to the turtle. "Turtle," said Frog, "you will have to go away." "Why should I?" asked the turtle. "Because Toad thinks that he looks funny in his bathing suit, and he does not want you to see him," said Frog.
Some lizards were sitting nearby. "Does Toad really look funny in his bathing suit?" they asked. A snake crawled out of the grass. "If Toad looks funny in his bathing suit," said the snake, "then I for one want to see him." "We want to see him too," said two dragonflies. "Me too," said a field mouse. "I have not seen anything funny in a long time."
Frog swam back to Toad. "I am sorry, Toad," he said. "Everyone wants to see how you look." "Then I will stay right here until they go away," said Toad. The turtle and the lizards and the snake and the dragonflies and the field mouse all sat on the riverbank. They waited for Toad to come out of the water. "Please," cried Frog, "please go away." But no one went away. Toad was getting colder and colder. He was then beginning to shiver and sneeze. "I will have to come out of the water," said Toad. "I am catching a cold."
Toad climbed out of the water. The water dripped out of his bathing suit and down onto his feet. The turtle laughed. The lizards laughed. The snake laughed. The field mouse laughed. And Frog laughed.
"What are you laughing at, Frog?" said Toad. "I'm laughing at you, Toad," said Frog, "because you do look funny in your bathing suit." "Of course I do," said Toad. Then he picked up his clothes and went home. Toad, tell us a story.
Oh, very well, Frog. Frog ran up the path to Toad's house. He knocked on the front door. There was no answer. "Toad! Toad!" shouted Frog. "Wake up! It's spring!" "Blah!" said a voice from inside the house. "Toad! Toad!" cried Frog. "The sun is shining. The snow is melting. Wake up!" "I am not here," said the voice.
Frog walked into the house. It was dark. All the shutters were closed. "Toad, where are you?" called Frog. "Go away," said the voice from a corner of the room. Toad was lying in bed. He had pulled up all the covers over his head. Frog pushed Toad out of the bed. He pushed him out of the house and onto the front porch. Toad blinked in the bright sun. "Help!" said Toad. "I cannot see anything."
"Don't be silly," said Frog. "What you see is the clear, warm light of April, and it means that we can begin a whole new year together. Toad, Think of it, said Frog. We will skip through the meadows and run through the woods and swim in the river. In the evenings, we will sit right here on this front porch and count the stars. You can count them, Frog, said Toad. I will be too tired. I am going back to bed.
Toad went back into the house. He got into the bed and pulled the covers over his head again. But Toad, cried Frog, you will miss all the fun. Listen, Frog, said Toad, how long have I been asleep? You have been asleep since November, said Frog. Well then, said Toad, a little more sleep will not hurt me. Come back again and wake me up about 1/2 May. Good night, Frog.
But Toad, said Frog, I will be lonely until then. Toad did not answer. He had fallen asleep. Frog looked at Toad's calendar. The November page was still on top. Frog tore off the November page. He tore off the December page, and the January page, and the February page, and the March page, and he came to the April page. Frog tore off the April page, too. Then Frog, oh, sorry, excuse me. That's your turn.
You're fine. Then Frog ran back to the Toad's bed. Toad, Toad, wake up! It is May now. What? Said Toad. Can it be May so soon? Yes, said Frog. Look at your calendar. Toad looked at the calendar. The May page was on top. Why, it is May, said Toad, as he climbed out of bed. Then he and Frog ran outside to see how the world was looking in the spring.
Okay. Hi there. Do you want to play a game with us? All right, so here's the game we're going to play. We are all going to pick an animal, and we're going to pretend to be that animal. And then, while we're that animal, we're going to imagine what it would be like to see as that animal, to smell as that animal, to hear as that animal, to taste as that animal, and to feel as that animal. Does that sound good? All right, let's get started. So, first animal I'm going to pick, I say we all pretend to be birds.
I'm a bird.
I'm a bird too.
All right, birds. So, what do birds do? Birds flap their wings. Birds peck at things. Maybe they fly a little bit in the air. And then if I was a bird and I could smell things, what do I smell? Let's see. Maybe there's some worms in the dirt that I can smell. Or if I'm up in the sky, I can smell the fresh air and the trees. And uh-oh, I thought I found a nice place to land, but it looks like there's a dumpster over there. Ooh, can you guys smell the stinky, stinky dumpster? Ugh, better find a new spot.
And if you were a bird and you wanted to see what was the world around you, what was in the world around you, then maybe you would look on the ground very close and you would use your eyes to find the worms that you could smell. You'd peer through the grass and through the brush, maybe. Or if you decided then to take off after your lunch, your delicious lunch of worms, then you would be able to see the trees from way up high, on top of them instead of below, where I think most of you do. What do you think it would look like to see a tree from way up high in the sky? I think we should talk about what it would feel like to be a bird now.
Let's talk about what it would feel like to be a bird. So, if I were a bird, which I am, I would feel a cool breeze as I'm perched up high in a tree. Feel it nice, flow past me, nice and cool. And then I would jump off and fly in the air and feel the wind flowing past me as I fly high in the sky. Whoosh! What do you think you'd feel as a bird?
I know, but when I'm flying, then I get hungry. And when I get hungry, I need to stop and eat. So What do you all think birds should eat? Do you have any worms at home? Hey, what do you think birds eat?
Cookies.
Oh, I like cookies.
And maybe after some cookies, we should have some seeds to balance things out.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay, but what do they taste like?
Ooh, crunchy.
Can you make crunching noises with us? Well, what about worms? What do worms sound like when they go down?
Ooh.
I don't really eat the worms at home, but maybe your mom and dad can find you some gummy ones.
What else do you think birds hear? Maybe they do hear the slurping of the worms down. That sounds fun, right? Or when they're up flying in the air, the wind rushing past their ears. Kind of like when you're in a car and the window's down and you hear the wind rushing past. And maybe they hear other birds. What kind of sounds do other birds make?
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
What? Make some bird sounds of your own. Huh? Let us hear them. Good. Wonderful.
Already.
Oh, I have an idea. How about now we pretend to be frogs and toads?
Hey, he's a frog.
He is a frog. And he's
Toads.
This should be easy.
Let's hop around just like
Hopping's hard.
And how do frogs and toads eat their lunch? They go like this. Now, if we were frogs and toads, what would we smell? Maybe we would smell some lilies on the water. Ooh, or maybe we would smell the grass as we hop around. Or maybe once we get to our little home, we would smell a swamp.
That is a hurtful stereotype, but I'll let it go.
Do you smell the swamp? Do you smell the water and the grass?
When I think about my day and the things that I see the grasses around my pond, and I see the flies buzzing in the air, just waiting for me to nab them with my long tongue. And I see the surface of the water as my eyes come up over the top of it, and it's like there's two different worlds, one above and one below. What do you guys see when you close your eyes and imagine that you're a frog or a toad?
if I were a frog or toad, I think I would feel slimy skin, slippery, and maybe even some bumpy skin.
More my thing than
And perhaps the cool, slimy mud on the ground as I hop around.
Can you pretend to feel the cool, slimy mud between your toes with us?
Ugh.
Hey, I'm really liking feeling the mud, but I'm hungry. What do you think frogs and toads eat?
Cookies?
I love cookies!
Me too.
You have any?
Oh, well, not since yesterday.
Oh.
We went through them pretty quickly.
What do you think frogs and toads eat?
And one of the things I love most about being a frog is all of the wonderful things I get to hear around my home. Like when you wake up in the morning, you can hear the tadpoles splashing. That's a lovely, lovely sound. It reminds me of my days, of my youth. You can hear the grass blowing in the breeze. You can hear the birds tweeting. You can hear the squirrels chittering up in the trees. Oh, it's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. What do you think you would hear if you were a frog or a toad? Those are wonderful ideas. Oh yeah, good.
Thank you all so much for playing with us today. We really enjoyed being birds and frogs and toads with you.
Hi, my name is Mick Evans, and I'm the education coordinator here at Theater Cedar Rapids. I couldn't let my animal friends have all of the fun, so I thought we'd make a craft together. Oftentimes in theater, we have to make our own props, so why don't you follow me to my prop table, where We're gonna build some paper origami jumping frogs today, step by step. Follow me. Hi, welcome to my props table. Today, to make this craft, we need 3 things. Really 3 simple, easy things. 1, you need a flat surface. So like my props table here would be a great surface for that. 2, you need your hands, because we're gonna do a lot of folding. And 3, you need a large piece of square paper. I don't think it needs to be large. It can be whatever size you need it to be, but I'm gonna do a really big one so you can see all the folds I make, okay? A side note about crafting and crafting in videos. What's a really cool thing is that if I get a little too fast for you, you can pause the video. If you make a mistake and you wanna start over, just rewind it, start it over again. Not a big deal. We did these crafts because it's something that you can do from home. All right? So, without further ado, we're gonna make a origami paper jumping frog. All right? Here we go, step by step. All right, step 1, you're gonna take your paper. You're gonna fold it in half sideways to make a rectangle. All right, so we're gonna take it, line your corners up. Oh, give it nice little fold like that, just like that. Sideways to make a rectangle, step 1. All right, step 2, you're gonna take your corners, so you've got it in the sideways, you're gonna take your corners, you're gonna fold them down, like this, all right? So I went like sideways, it's kind of hard with the light, and fold it down, all right? Then you're gonna open it up right away. That's step 2. Step 3 is you're gonna open that up, what you just folded, and you're gonna do the same on the other side, like this. And fold it down. Just like that. All right, and then open it up. So you've got these nice, that nice X in the middle there. That's step 3. All right, step 4. All right, so we've got this nice X. We're gonna flip our paper over. So you're gonna flip it over, and you're gonna fold it in half in the middle of that X, right where the folds meet, where your lines meet. All right, so fold it in half like this, and then you're gonna unfold it right away. So you've got this nice star being made. All right, that was step 4. All right, step 5. So I like to flip the paper so that the edges are closer to me, where we made this nice little star. Try to get the light there. So we made this nice little star here. We're gonna take your corners, so take this right here. You're gonna push your little sides in, so it starts to make this triangle in this cup. And then you're gonna squish it down like this, so you've got a nice triangle here. You can see that with the light. Just like this. So you've got it open like this as a star. You're gonna take your sides, you're gonna push these in, and push this in like this, like so, like that. And you made a nice little triangle here. That is step 5. All right, step 6. So you got your nice little triangle here, okay, right? And we're gonna take the corners. So you got this flap here. Take a corner like this, and you're just gonna fold up 2 of these little corners here. I'll show you in a second. So it looks something like this. So you take your 2 corners, you had it like this, like your little triangle hat, and you just took 2 of the corners and went boop, and folded them, and creased them. Put a nice little strong crease there. That's step 6. All right, once you've got these folded, you're gonna lay it back down again. You're gonna take the bottom here, where you've got this nice rectangle. You're gonna take your rectangle and you're gonna fold it up so that the bottom of it meets the lip here of your triangle, right? And you're gonna make a nice crease there. Oh, I want those to line up. Here's the thing, I'm not a pro. Like, I'm not a professional paper folder. I'm doing my best. And I think that's all we can do, right? Is we can do our best. So you're gonna make a little crease there. You made like a mouth. All right, that was step 7. All right, step 8. So you've folded this up to meet here. I've kind of pre-folded it to show you what we're gonna do. We're gonna take your sides, either side, left and right. That lighting is there. So left and right, and you're gonna go and you're gonna fold it in, and you're gonna fold it in so that your sides kind of meet in the center. If your paper is anything like mine, it might be a little thick, and that's okay. Not a big deal. It just means it might not be the prettiest frog in the world, but guess what? It'll still jump, and it's okay. Because all frogs come in different shapes and sizes. So you're gonna take, like I said, you've made this little mouth here. We made that sound, that mouth met here. So you're gonna take it and you're gonna fold, and you're gonna fold like that. And that's step 8. All right, step 9 is super easy, all right? So we've folded these sides in. We're gonna take this bottom edge and we're just gonna fold it up to meet that little point here in the middle. And like I said, if your paper's like mine, it might be a little thick, and that's okay. All right, so you've taken that bottom edge, boop, and we're gonna fold it up like there to meet the point. So you can see that a little better. Bottom edge, fold it up. All right, we're starting to see a frog. Oh my gosh. All right, we're nearing the end of our frog project. Okay, this step is a little hard for my brain to understand, so I'm gonna try to explain it a couple different ways and make it as slow as I can, all right? So you can see it. So you fold it up like this. You're gonna take your fingers, you're gonna put them inside this little gap here, and you're gonna kind of spread it out a little bit. And then with your fingers in there, you're gonna fold it even further up like this and make a little trapezoid with your frog, all right? Like that. So you've got this trapezoid shape. Kind of spread it out, if that makes sense, all right? So like I said, you folded it up. That was our last step. You take your fingers, you just kind of spread them out a little bit, and you fold it up into this trapezoid shape, just like that. All right, I think we're on step 11, but I lost count. Okay, so you made your trapezoid here. You're gonna take your corners that you made with the trapezoid, and you're gonna fold these guys down like that. And give a nice little fold there, so it's got nice legs, right? Starting to see that frog. Oh, what's happening? Awesome, cool. That was your step. So you made that trapezoid, and you're gonna fold your legs down like that. We're on to our last step for our frog. So my paper that I picked was a little too thick, and you might run into this too, and that's okay. It just means that your frog is gonna be a little bit lumpier. It might be more like a toad than a frog, right? So we've got this shape here. You're gonna fold, we're gonna create a zigzag fold to create the little jumpy part. So you're going to take it like this, you're gonna fold it. I folded it in half, and then I took the little, the end here, that little bottom part, and then I folded that up to kind of create the zigzag. All right, so you've got your frog with the legs, and it jumps. So you got a frog here, like that. And like I said, my paper's a little too thick today, but you should be able to make it jump. I made one earlier that looked a little bit more like this. The paper was a little less thick. So when I went like this, it jumps in the air. I'm gonna post some how-to that's more of like a picture-based in case you're more of a visual learner than an auditory learner. I'm sorry. And then maybe that'll help you work through it. Like I said, if you felt like you messed up at any time, feel free to start over. You can rewind this video. You can go back and try a different step here and there. But like I said, in theater, we have to make some props every so often. And today, we made some jumping frogs. So thank you for learning with me.
So join us at Brucemore for A Year with Frog and Toad, opening on Friday. And check out the Theater Cedar Rapids website at theatercr.org for more educational opportunities for students of all ages. And
See you at the show!